Have you been enjoying Fortnite Chapter 2 so far? It's certainly given us a lot to see and do. In fact, it almost feels Epic went and launched a brand new game. We're still stumbling onto new tips and tricks in Chapter 2 that weren't around in the previous iteration of Fortnite, all of which can help you become a better, more efficient player. For instance, did you know that Epic Games added a new setting inside Fortnite that automatically confirms an edit action when the input button is released? This may sound like an entirely meaningless change to you if you're a more casual player, but if you're someone who is constantly building and editing your structures, this is huge. It basically lets you hold down your assigned edit button, make a change, and then release the edit button and have your change occur automatically, without you needing to confirm it. This means that in those frantic close-quarters firefights, when you're trying to edit a wall to get a shot at an opponent, you can do so with one less click or one less button press. That is pretty darn useful. Players are reminding each other that fall damage is no longer a thing, so long as you're landing in the water. Why is that, you ask? Well, folks, Fortnite now has swimming. There are plenty of streams, rivers, and swamps for you to fall into if you need to make a quick escape from a high place. And now, instead of watching your shield and health take a huge hit upon landing, if you even survive the fall, you'll simply splash down into the water and emerge unharmed. Now we can finally do what we've always dreamed of doing in Fortnite, reenacting Harrison Ford's dam jump in The Fugitive.
What happened? Where'd he go?
I did a Peter Pan right here off of this dam, right here.
Fortnite Chapter 2's new map also seems to have a lot of slurp action happening, and by that, we mean there's a plant on the island that appears to be manufacturing the game's supply of slurp juice. That plant is polluting the nearby water supply with slurp too. And if you happen to check out the area called Slurpy Swamp, you can actually find the sewer grate or the slurp is pumping out of. You might have heard that standing in slurp will restore your health and your shield, but did you know that standing right next to the sewer grate in Slurpy Swamp will let you add even more health than usual? It's definitely a situational tip, as you're not always going to be in Slurpy Swamp, nor are you always going to be in desperate need of health when you are there. But it's times like these when we reflect on the Boy Scout motto, be prepared! Who knows when this information might help you in the future? And finally, we have a potentially helpful hint for those playing on consoles. You might be aware that back in September, Fortnite adjusted its matchmaking settings, which had previously walled off certain platforms from playing against each other. Nintendo Switch owners, for instance, used to be spared the horror of facing off against PC players with their crazy high frame rates and resolutions. Now all those playing Fortnite can potentially be matched up with anyone else on any other platform, regardless of what that platform is or what type of input is being used. And yeah, Nintendo Switch owners, that means you could be getting sniped out of your pants by a PC player who is both using a keyboard and mouse, and playing the game at 120 frames per second. That seems unfair, doesn't it? Fortunately, there's a way out. It's worth reminding all console players that the option to disable crossplay does exist in Fortnite's setting menu. So those running the game at 30 frames per second on the Nintendo Switch can actually avoid being matched up against those playing higher-res console versions, and those who are running a decked-out PC. But really, this option is worth exploring for anyone on consoles who happens to be playing with a controller. Do you really want to be matched up against people using a keyboard and mouse? Does that sound like a fun time? Probably not. We'll almost certainly have more coming on Fortnite Chapter 2 in the days and weeks ahead, so keep checking back. In the meantime, keep these tips and tricks in mind. They might make your time with Fortnite a little more enjoyable. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more SVG videos about your favorite games are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.